Uno Mixed is presented to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.
Welcome back to Uno Mix. It's now that time of the show where we feature local talent taking the spotlight.
Here's this month's Pepsi Pulse.
It's time for your Pepsi Pulse.
He's making his mark in Los Angeles. Bryant Santos was born and raised in Guam, then moved to LA in August of 2019. A little less than a year ago, he auditioned and made it onto the first ever season of Out TV's Go-Go for the Gold.
It is, yeah. So I'm part of the original cast of Go-Go for the Gold. It's the first season. It's really, really exciting. I love the platform that this show created for, a person that's really big part of the nightlife community. You know, there's drag queens and there's bartenders and there's so many people that make a nightclub come together, but a lot of people forget about go-go dancers. So we're the entertainers, we're the people that really put on the show and kind of create the environment that you're dancing in and you're having fun in. So I love this platform and I love sharing my love of dance with the world.
It's the first of its kind, a show that has 12 go-go boys nationwide descend to Hollywood to compete for the title of America's #1 champion, Go-Go Superstar, Star, as well as go home with $10,000. Santos has been dance training since 17, but it was around this time last year he began his journey in go-go dancing. He shared that he learned how to go-go dance 3 months prior to joining the show. Here's why.
It's honestly by accident. So I am a trained classical dancer. I studied all forms of dance, mostly jazz and hip hop. I was with Stargazer Dance Crew back on Guam, and it was so great. I learned to love dance so much coming up through Guam. I always had a passion for it. So when I came back to Guam after my grandpa passed away last year, I went to Guam to visit during the middle of COVID because my grandpa passed away. And then I came back to LA and I kind of didn't know what to do. I was trying to figure out my next steps. I was licensed in real estate, trying to take that on full time. I had a degree in business, trying to see what I wanted to do in that route. But my heart was always in dance and it was always my passion. And I always wanted to find a way to dance and work professionally and use my passion for my profession. So when I found this go-go dancing gig, I just sent it to the Abbey. I said, hey, I want to dance. I'm a professional dancer. This is my work. This is how I look. And they called me for an audition the next day, and I've been dancing full-time with them since then. Yeah, so the show is basically a go-go dancing show. It's kind of like, think of it, if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, it's basically RuPaul's Drag Race for go-go dancers. So we do competitions, challenges each week based on go-go dancing. We've done challenges like dancing on a small tiny box, which is something we do as go-go dancers. And that was all new to me because I had just started go-go dancing with the biggest club in West Hollywood in Los Angeles, the biggest gay club, 3 months prior. So it was all super, super new and it was something that I was really exploring and learning as I was shooting the show too, but it was amazing. Exactly, yes. I've been go-go dancing for about a year, started in, just the middle of June 2021, and I've been doing it full-time since then, and I love it. It's opened up so many doors for me, so many opportunities. I got to be on the West Hollywood Pride float with the Abbey. I sat on top of it like the queen that I am, and just rode my way down Santa Monica Boulevard, and it was the best experience ever.
There were some bumps in the road while being on the show.
Definitely. I would say it takes a lot of confidence to get up in your underwear in front of strangers. So that's definitely the biggest struggle that I encountered in the beginning. I was always very body conscious and kind of not really knowing how my body worked or how it looked in certain ways. But I've also had a passion for fashion. I always say my first love was dance, my second love was fashion. So that was kind of what helped me get more comfortable with the underwear, was making it my own. So, for example, the place I danced, the Abbey, they had their own underwear that they would bring in. So we would basically like dance around it. So I would have like little underwear with a cute little top, anything like that, to kind of just make it my own and make it more individual. So that was definitely the first struggle that I had to work through, was kind of working through the costume and working through being naked in front of people. But as I started to dance more, I got more comfortable with it, and I've always had this like feminine movement about me that I always liked. So when I really tapped into that, that's what helped me get through the struggle as well. And then with the show, filming that, I think what was the biggest struggle was being so green. I kind of say now that I wish I shot it at this point in my life, at this point in my career, because I think I'm definitely at this like peak point in my life. Like I'm having the most fun, I'm getting the most opportunities, I'm making the most money go-go dancing I've ever done in my life. So I think if I shot the show now, it would definitely be even more amazing. But that was definitely my struggle, was being so green to the industry and kind of still finding my footing while being on such a big platform.
The 25-year-old Chamorro had some advice for those interested in go-go dancing.
The biggest thing I would say about working through your dreams is that really, it's so cliche, but it's never give up. And I think it's always kind of taking on your dreams. What I do is I kind of have like calculated risks. I'm not really a big risk taker. So if you're kind of struggling through reaching your dreams, kind of always have a backup plan, you know? So for example, like me, I love dancing, I love performing all my life, and I knew I was gonna do it, but I wanted to have a backup plan. So I got a degree in business, but I got a degree in entertainment business. So I always wanted to surround myself with that. So that would be another piece of advice, is kind of always surround yourself with your dream and what you want to do and what you want to pursue at all times. And it will come to you. As long as you work for it and you keep going, it'll come to you and you'll get everything you wanted, because I'm living my dream life and I'm so happy for that. And we wish that for every single person.
With his roots from Guam, a U.S. territory, he says the community's reaction was filled with positivity.
Definitely. It's always the biggest thing that I get from people, even just walking down the street. They're like, and making small talk, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Guam. And it's always definitely an eye and ear opener. People are like, oh, that's so cool. I never met anybody from Guam. So that was definitely the reaction I got from the people on the show. When they found out, they were like, oh, that's so cool. You came all this way. Now you're on the show. And, I'm sure everyone back home is really, really happy with how you're representing your island. And that's exactly how everyone reacted. I couldn't tell a lot of people that I was shooting the show. I only told my mom and my immediate family, and they were super, super excited for me. So I did it, and they had to, keep everything that I told them under wraps until it was released that I was part of the cast. So we basically shot the show, and my mom was so thrilled. She was like super excited to post everything. And then when I finally posted that I was on it, I had people reaching out left and right, from old classmates. I went to JFK, old classmates at JFK, or teachers I had, or professors at UOG. Really anybody I knew that would see me, they were like, oh my God, that's so crazy. I know you love dance and I know you love performing, and this is great. And I'm so happy you're representing the island like that. So it's been an overwhelmingly great response. So I started doing drag about 2 months ago now. My name is Margot Addiction. I had the name Margot. It's actually a really cute story. When I first came out as gay to my family and my siblings, my older brother was like, that's so cool. Like, are you gonna do drag? Like, you should name yourself Margot. So I've held on to that name ever since I was like 17, or younger even. And so I've always been looking for a last name. And so one thing in the drag community is called a drag mother. You have someone that kind of helps you and guides you along the way. So at the Abbey, where I dance, where I go dance, I found a drag queen who's a resident there. Her name is Barbie's Addiction, and we kind of have a similar journey. She is a trained dancer. She used to be a go-go dancer at the Abbey, and she felt the excitement of performing and everything that you can get from go-go dancing, and she also started doing drag. So that's kind of where my journey has been. I started doing drag because I was in the heels and a full face of makeup and women's clothing, and I was like, you know what, all I'm missing is a piece of hair, and I'm a drag queen, so let's make it happen. So I got some hair, and I got to do my first time ever doing drag at the Abbey, the largest gay club in the world. And it was amazing. So from then I just haven't been stopping. I've been doing drag gigs left and right while booking go-go gigs full time. So it's been a really great hustle, and I've been working super, super hard. And I'm super excited for what's next. So like I said, I'm hoping that RuPaul's Drag Race is the next TV show that I'm on. And I hope to just do more drag and do more go-go and really just perform for the rest of my life.
It's no secret that he made his family, friends, and the people of Guam proud as he was crowned Miss Congeniality on the show, as well as placing top 4. He can be found on social media at the Bryant Santos. I enjoyed that conversation with Bryant Santos, and congratulations to him for representing Guam in LA, and especially on that big platform of a show.
Up next, we have Sunday Vibes.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Pepsi. That's what I like.